still, bound by the sediments of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs, enhance hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward, miss no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned still. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 and 1 and 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the sediments of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath.
So there in religion, all religious exercises, whether they are meditative or whether they are ritualistic, are whoopee. They are not something you do in order to attain anything. They are like art forms, like dancing. They are expressive of attainment. So there in religion, all religious exercises, whether they are meditative or whether they are ritualistic, are whoopee. They are not something you do in order to attain anything. They are like art forms, like dancing. They are expressive of attainment. So there in religion, all religious exercises, whether they are meditative or whether they are ritualistic, are whoopee. They are not something you do in order to attain anything. They are like art forms, like dancing. They are expressive of attainment. So there in religion, all religious exercises, whether they are meditative or whether they are ritualistic,
Thrill with lissom lust of the light, O man, my man, come careering out of the night of Pan, you Pan, you Pan, you Pan, come over the sea from Sicily and from Arcady, roaming as Bacchus with fauns and pards and nymphs and satyrs for thy gods. On a milk-white ass, come over the sea to me, come with Apollo in bridal dress, shepherdess and pythoness, come with Artemis, silken shod, and wash thy white thigh, beautiful God, in the moon, on the woods, on the marble mound, the dimpled dawn of the amber fount. Dip the purple of passionate prayer in the crimson shrine, the scarlet snare, the soul that startles in the eyes of blue, to watch thy wantonness weeping through the tangled grove, the gnarled bole of the living tree that is spirit and soul and body and brain. Come over the sea. Come careering out of the night, Pan, you Pan, you Pan, you Pan, come over the sea from Sicily and from Arcady, roaming as Bacchus with fauns and pards and nymphs and satyrs for.
all the security around him and stuff like that. He told what happened. They tried to kill him. They tried to pull him out of the car and knife him. Wow. But yeah, it's crazy. This is before he was releasing his thing.
Well, I mean, can't trust all. He let his best friend die and get fed to the wolves. He's been hide that shit, keeping his mouth shut for years. So he's just as guilty.
What do you mean, Corey Haim?
Exactly.
He did what he could for Corey, bro. He did whatever he could do for Corey. He did the best that he could. Corey just could get it together.
That's bullshit. He could have released that fucking documentary when he was alive, and he didn't, and now it's eating at him.
Dude, he didn't have, dude, Corey died way before he released that documentary. That documentary wasn't even done then.
That's my point. He could have done that shit then, but he was. Remember when they had the reality show and they had that fucking scene when they're at the diner? He's like, dude, we have to come forward. We have to sit. And Corey's like, nah. Like, he was just glazed over. And I think that was eating at him. I think that is what made him do the documentary. His death. Corey Haim's death.
You know who was responsible for Corey Haim's death, right? Do you?
No, I don't.
No.
His mother.
Sounds pretty sick. Rosemary's Baby.
Enlighten us. I haven't heard this. This is interesting.
Read Corey Feldman's book. Has everything. His mother's the one that pushed him and knew everything about Charlie Sheen raping him on a set of Lucas.
God.
His mother was all a part of it. And
I wouldn't get past page 2. So I just put the link in the chat. Sorry to deter. It's about a teenager involved in what police have described as a satanic terror network targeting children online for sexual blackmail violence. He's been jailed for 6 years in the Old Bailey jail in possibly the UK. He'll probably kill somebody in there.
Wait, what? Who's in jail?
Yeah, I missed that. Who was that exactly?
I put an article on the BBC that was posted this year about a teenager that was involved in what police describing as a satanic terror network. And they're targeting children online for sexual blackmail and violence. He's been put in jail for 6 years at a place called the Old Bailey Jail.
Oh my God. The UK Gitmo?
Incidentally.
That's crazy. I mean, there's one of many, like, I'm sure that there are tons of networks and things like that. Like, there's actually their job is to breed children to be used in these satanic rituals and stuff like that. There's tons of children. Yeah, I used to watch these documentaries about, like, daycare centers and stuff like that who are, like, involved in these
Well, listen, that's what's up. That happened here. The famous one's the Presidio. The Presidio is see, when I say Presidio, like in the Bay Area, everybody knows what that is.
How do you
It's
spell
a
that?
military, Presidio.
Okay.
The Presidio is a military base, right? Our place for like all those generals and captains and lieutenants, you know, the officers to live with their families is really nice, right? And it's inside of San Francisco. It's a reserved part of San Francisco. So if you're anywhere on Presidio, you're connected to the military, right? They have a nursery school for military people. Guess what? When they did an investigation, the children there who were below the ages of 3 and younger came up with venereal diseases. The director is he's a
God dealer.
Michael Aquino or whatever. He's a publicly known Satanist. He's in the military too, and he actually rolls it up. Go ahead.
Most of the military is satanic, and it's been overrun by the Satanists. But the Presidio, I thought that was the same city right here you were talking about. That's mind blowing, and it explains why it feels so disgusting in a lot of those areas.
Well, generals and their lieutenants joined Jack Parsons OTO. You know, and I hate like overlapping even the OTO with Satanism, because even though the OTO did have entities that were demonic that they connected with, you know, I think there are different practices, you know. sex magic is probably a different practice than actual Satanism. And then satanic faith, as in, not believing a more atheistic is all different things. Because there's two churches of Satan, right? There's a church of Satan, and then there's a satanic church.
Yeah, but the end game's the same with all of it. It's just weird.
I think it's all the same entities behind the scenes using humans. That's what I think it is.
Right. Because they're trying to traffic children, and if you think about how they're interested in only breeding for sex trafficking to demoralize us, to get us jaded with birth, a miracle. One of the most beautiful things, if not the most beautiful thing we have in this lifetime. And if they can slow it down with a fake pandemic, which they've been planning for tens of years as a test in Colombia, in Dartmouth, to control mass amounts of people, it makes a lot of sense how they're finally having this Venn diagram intersect. But it really does look like it's blowing up in their face, though, does it not? I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be able to sustain itself much longer. All these hidden people. I mean, with the whole Diddy thing, those are old cases. The Weinstein, the dude that got Epstein Island, all that shit. Those are breadcrumbs because they need to release that to throw us off the trail. But the way AI's moving, the way we're moving, I don't know, it feels so volatile.
Don't you think that as far as the upper level in game, it wouldn't be to benefit society, it would be to destroy God's or the higher spirit's creation?
I met in funny you say that, in Occupy LA 2011, I met this white supremacist hanging out in the police station. Shocker. We were trying to see if a protester got arrested or something. And he had a business card because he was so proud of reversing Roe v. Wade. He was so proud of being darker than abortion. He's trying to be threatening and trying to put fear in us and saying you don't know what kind of time I'm on. I don't believe anyone should have children. And that's pretty much it. And it's like the first sentence in the Satanic Bible. Like the whole goal is to destroy the American family. Because if you can control the children, you control the country. So it's always a race towards the next generation, and that's why you have to look at Elon Musk as nothing more than a goofy-ass autistic pedophile. Because he's just catering to children and giving them Chinese technology, things that he didn't invent, and he's just shilling it like a used car salesman. And what is he doing? He's just buying women. He's buying women like he's turning women into prostitutes. Because he's saying, I want you to carry my child, and I need you to shut the fuck up about it, okay?
The term for them would be brood bears, and if you actually do some research on those family lines, you'll see they have so-called other lines that either have less blood quantum, and they refer to those women as brood bears. I want to say one thing, and then I want to ask y'all a question. I've been listening while I've been at work, and I've been hearing a lot of hyper-focus on Luciferianism versus Satanism. But from a biblical standpoint, you're not going to find either one of those things in the Bible. But what you will find is Baal worship, idol worship, and witchcraft. The vast majority of this shit going to fall under witchcraft, right? Because a lot of people have a misconception of biblically what they were talking about versus all the Disney movies that we've been watching and we've been led to believe, which kind of goes, I don't remember who said it, they've updated. Like, ain't no witches running around with a cauldron and a big black pointy hat no more. Some of them is in Silicon Valley, so on and so forth. So those are the terms you're going to be looking for. And basically, the devil don't give a fuck whether it's the devil, Lucifer, Azazel. As long as you ain't doing what you're supposed to do and dealing with the Most High, that's a win for the devil as far as he's concerned. Because the whole thing is to get everybody to crash out. You see what I'm saying? He wants to see the whole world burn. So I think a lot of people, like, they go too far and they're too linear in their thinking when they're dealing with that.
The soul that startles in eyes of blue, the wantonness come watching through the tangled grove, the gnarled bole of the living tree that is spirit and soul and body and brain. Come over the sea, you pan, devil gone to me, my man. Come with trumpets sounding shrill over the hill. Come with drums low muttering from the spring. Come with flute and come with pipe. Am I not ripe? I who wait and writhe and wrestle with air that hath no boughs to nestle my body, weary of empty clasp, strong as a lion and sharp as an asp. Come, oh come, I am numb with the lonely lust of devildom. Thrust the sword through the galling fetter, old devourer, old begetter. Come watching through the tangled grove, the gnarled bole of the living tree that is spirit and soul and body and brain. Come over the sea, you pan.
I ain't never did it before, but I kind of had the concept of how to get that shit out of there.
You deep dive on video before I do it.
You know what? I be thinking about that, but then at the same time, I be trying to see my mama do it in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, just see her, how she would do it. Because my mama would not let me use no knife or nothing.
Looking at it at the top of the bed.
She be like, give me that knife before you cut yourself. And I'm like, shit, you ain't gonna be here on my days. I ain't need to know. So the other day, I was in there cutting up there.
And use again. It says, and Zachariah, and John, and Jesus, and Elias.
Yeah. Which one, 16?
He kicked me.
You know, why switch to someplace?
Oh my God, are you still listening to TVS 10? Is he still talking about Donald Trump all the time? Oh, he's got Donald Trump. Oh, he's on his brain.
On my prediction.
Sorry, Donald. I don't mean to interrupt your room. I mean, I did want to help answer the question. Please put me in the queue. Thank you, Donald.
Those Republicans voted for that joker, that idiot in the White House.
All right, let's not talk about politics right now.
You know what I mean?
Talk about politics right now.
This is not the room for
Stop.
this. Don't you
Well,
think?
he brought it up. I'm just saying that
Stop talking about politics.
I am happy that the predictions that we made about Donald Trump are correct.
Talk about something other than politics.
Brother, you're not listening. Brother, listen.
No.
We're buttoning it up.
Dude,
I don't.
I just had a beautiful moment.
Brother, we're buttoning it up.
Ted, I just had a beautiful moment with Benji and you're ruining it.
No. Wait.
You're making a scene. You're calling a lot of attention to yourself right now.
Dude, the guy came in and attacked me.
Why are you such an ass?
Why didn't you attack him?
Why, who hurt you, man?
Why didn't you attack him?
Why do you feel the need to
Is
be
it
center of attention
because-
all the time?
Is it because he has a white voice and I have a black voice?
No, I think.
Why didn't you attack him?
Let me talk. Dude, shut the fuck up.
Then
I
attack him.
think, shut the fuck up.
Attack him.
Shut the fuck up.
Attack him.
I think comedian is an awful racist piece of shit. I don't like him. Right? But like.
Oh, Romero, get over yourself. You were raised by attorneys, Romero. You sadomasochist, you. You were raised by two attorneys. They hypnotized you, Romero.
You came up studying first?
Listen, I just came in here to roast 10 because he did have really bad Trump derangement syndrome. And I'm sure he still has it.
Oh my God, dude.
Hello? Hello?
Please don't.
Good Shabbos, everyone. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedushanou b'mitzvot David ben Lahadik Neshel Shabbat b'nei Bnei Gafen.
Make me mad.
I also wanted to sing you guys my new song for my new album called Free Free Palestine. It goes a little something like this. Free Free Palestine. Oh, I got them real good. That was funny. We're gonna have to go back in that room and troll Donald's room. That shit was hilarious. Because it'll just keep going. It'll just keep going. That was fantastic.
He said that love is what makes humanity work, right? Like if you don't have trust and love in a society, that society's not going to work really well. I think Japan, for example, is already doomed because they already went this route of, letting things flip on their head, and they're also xenophobic. So unlike the United States, they're not bringing people in. And it's believed that within the next 50 or 100 years, they're just not going to be sustainable unless they start bringing immigrants in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So they have the same problem with children.
Well, it's the same problem with this really immoral thing, at least we in the West consider it immoral, which is, putting a lot of restrictions on dating and marriage, which a lot of the old religions do. And I always tell them, like, let's put morality on pause and let's talk about, what's going to make more people in the long run. What's going to, like you said, what's going to create more trust in the society? What's going to help people feel safe and secure with each other? Husbands secure that their wife won't cheat on them or leave them and take half their assets. Women secure that the guy won't just go and marry another girl as soon as she turns 30 or 40 because he wants a hotter new young wife. Like, without security,
The wantonness come marching through the tangled grove, the gnarled bole of the living tree that is spirit and soul and body and brain. Come over the sea, you pan, devil gone to me, my man. Come with trumpets sounding shrill over the hill. Come with drums low muttering from the spring. Come with flute and come with pipe. And more not ripe. I who wait and writhe and wrestle with air that hath no boughs to nestle my body, weary of empty clasp, strong as a lion and sharp as an asp. Come, oh come, I am numb with the lonely lust of devildom. Thrust the sword to the void. The wantonness come marching through. Okay, this is called the Gnostic Anthem. Thou who art I beyond all I am, who has no nature and no name, who art when all but thou art gone, thou center and secret of the sun, thou hidden spring of all things known and unknown, thou aloof alone, thou the true fire within the reed, brooding and breeding source and seed of life, love, liberty, and light, thou beyond speech and beyond sight, thee I invoke, my faint fresh fire kindling as mine intense aspire, thee I invoke, abiding one, the center and secret of the sun, and that most holy mystery of which the vehicle am I. Appear most awful and most mild as it is lawful in thy child, for of the Father and the Son, the Holy Spirit is the norm, male, female, quintessential one. Men veiled in one form, glory and worship in the highest. Of God, mankind edifies, being that grace must run. Centered in the secret of the sun, thou hidden spring of all things known and unknown, thou aloof alone, thou the true fire within the reed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat b'nei pnei hagafen.
זה היום ישראלים כאן, לא פלסטינים, זה מה? לא פלסטינים. לילה היו עוד בסיס, ענת ישראל. וואו, היו פלסטינים. אוי, לילה תעלי, בואו, תעלה, גם. לא תקני בעלי, לא תקני.
MashaAllah.
الله shalom عليكم.
السلام عليكم وعليكم السلام.
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Wawa, remind me, where are you from?
I'm Kurdish from Iraq.
Kurdish from Iraq, and how old are you?
20.
20. What are you doing? What your profession is?
English.
You're a teacher for English?
Yes, I'm studying English at the university.
And do you know Harry?
I know what?
Harry the carnist, you know, he's not on the stage. You know him?
No, I don't know.
You know who his Kahana is?
He is what?
Kahana, Arav Meir Kahana, you know who is he?
No.
He's a rabbi that's very rightist, very against the Arabs in Palestine. So he built up a movement. So he had a lot of supporters. You see Harry make out with his finger. That means that he likes Arav Kahana very much.
Okay, so he's against Arabs?
He is against Arabs, exactly.
But sometimes you like shawarma with the lamb or the beef. Sometimes you like the chicken shawarma.
Hi. Hi.
A big grown up for me, Victoria, that you were up to my room.
I just come because for my friend, Laila and UM.
And what about me?
I don't care about you.
I thought you were from Victoria.
The now is all important, Victoria. Can't you coexist now?
We make coexistence, you know, here in this room. Victoria, so.
Okay, give them citizenship and just get married and make a lot of children, Jewish children, then you will keep Israel a majority Jewish state, and that's it, it's over. Just get married, guys, make children.
I can't force, if somebody wants to be a Muslim, I can't force him to be Jewish.
No, I don't say to convert, I say give citizenships to Palestinians, and you want to keep Israel a majority Jewish state, right? So Jews have to get married and make a lot of children. Because that's what Muslims do. Muslims are gonna mate and make like a family of 4 children, 6, 8. So you have to
6 is less.
The best thing about kids is making them.
8, 10, 12 kids.
What a joy to make all those babies.
What?
I said the best part about kids is making them.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Harry, Dira, Nomi, Tzu, we're not cannibals. We don't eat people. Come on the stage. Come. Come, stay together. It's coexistence between everyone. Kanistim, Smolanim, Yemanim.
Just pass the peace pipe. Pour me a glass of wine. Put it in the Kiddush.
Comedian, what are you? Are you Jewish?
My father, my grandmother, my grandfather, my uncles, my cousins are Jewish, but my mother's not Jewish. I'm a patrilineal Jew. I'm a cashew. My mama's Catholic. My daddy's Jewish. I'm a cashew.
We have a family in Israel, comedian.
What?
We have a family in Israel.
Yeah.
Have you visited Israel?
Yeah, a couple times.
Where in Israel have you been?
Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, other parts.
One kibbutz you visit? You know what's
Yeah.
a kibbutz?
Yep, I've been to a couple kibbutzes.
You've been in a couple of kibbutzim, but not for a long time, only for visiting.
Just a couple days, yeah.
You could do the whole country in 3 days. Twice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true and more.
We went to the founders kibbutz in the Negev.
Don't be so negative.
What, the founders kibbutz? It was beautiful. There were
I'm gonna make a
ibex.
joke out of the word negative. I'm just
Oh.
around. I'm in a good mood. Get it? Negative?
Got it. You know, that Negev is beautiful. I mean, the ibexes, the wildlife. I mean, it's like Africa almost. It's unbelievable.
They call it the promised land for a reason. But yes, and you know what? I might as well say this. I always appreciate your support. I really do. No kidding. It's very welcome. And it's serious, and I know it's heartfelt, so I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people on here just don't support Israel because they've never been. You know, once you get there, it's like going to Disneyland and you're like, why was I so angry?
And where's Mickey?
Don't you want a mod here? You can have a mod. I agree. I agree with this one that everybody is ready and I can give you a mod. No problem. Always she go, give me a mod, give me a mod. She crying. She
Aw, hi, Chili.
She want to pay me money to be a moderator in my room. Here, you get your...
Galilean was coexisting with a Jewish man, but they're no longer an item, a couple, because she's coming to Chicago this summer to go sailing with the comedian.
Now bring me your friends. Bring me Galileo. Invite everybody here. Let's see. I want to see 10 Palestinians in my room now. Galileo, that's the agreement. Galileo.
Yeah, okay.
Galileo, the agreement, you bring me 10 Palestinians.
Okay. Okay, almost.
I'm waiting. I count one by one. 10 Palestinians.
I'm laughing at Harry's PTR. So what's the most essential component of coexistence?
What is the common?
Meaning, what are the fundamental building
הכי
blocks?
חשוב? מה המרכיב הכי חשוב בקו-אקזיסטנס?
Coexistence is
Hi, Lorenzo. Can you just pretend to be like Palestinian so Amos could, you know,
It's a
give
virtual
some
room
credit?
in Clubhouse. And people should come here and argument and fight and agree or not agree, but not shoot.
Here we have Lorenzo. He's half Palestinian, half Albanian. Does it work?
I want to see, yeah, it works. I want to sit there and count to me 10 people that you brought to the room. Count me now.
Galileo, do you know the thing about Albania?
What do you want me to know? I know everything about Albania.
I bet you don't. Okay.
I bet I do.
How many Jews died in Albania during the Holocaust?
Actually, they did seek protection in Albania.
That's not a number, darling.
I know, but I don't know how much.
You don't know everything about Albania?
I do know everything about Albania, Mama.
Yes,
I
Have
do.
you ever smelled Albania?
Have you ever been around in Albania?
Well, you know what the number is?
No, what is the number? Tell me.
0.
Really?
Not one Jew. They have a special way of practicing Islam. They protect their guests. And when the cops came for the Jews, the Albanians hit them and said, "Oh, there's no Jews here." All the other European countries, they gave in some Jews. Albania, zero. So,
Lorenzo, do you see Besa Bes?
Besa Bes.
Besa is not Muslim though, it's Catholic.
Besa Bes. This is what I need in my life. Besa Bes.
Why the fight, man?
But El Normo, what is the general sentiment in Albania today with regards to the Jews in Israel?
Different thing. Listen, you give credit where it's due. When I learned this, I learned it on Clubhouse, which proves that you can learn things on Clubhouse. I went back to the pizza place where I grew up as a kid, where I had my first life.
Have you ever seen the Torah?
Have you ever danced with the Torah? There's a joke to that. We do actually do dance with the Torah once a year, by the way. So there was a joke to that. So listen, I went back to the pizza place where I had my first slice of pizza. You'll never believe what it cost in those days, but it was the same as a Subway token. Okay, the slice of pizza was always the same as a Subway token. And I went to the guy, and it was the son of the guy who made me my first slice of pizza. He was still there, and I gave him a big hug, big fat guy. And I put my arms around him and said, "I'm giving you this hug because you protected the Jews."
That's a nice man.
He was probably like, "Sorry, the 10% coupon ended last week."
You Jew. Two slices for
The
one.
10% coupon ended last week.
It's over. Don't try hugging. Yeah, it was pretty great.
That's a nice story.
It's true too. Yeah, thank you. And there on, we have a thing called like the Path of Righteous Gentiles at the Museum of the Holocaust, the Yad Hashem, and there we have a big display of all the Jews that died in all the countries in Europe, and with Albania, big zero.
Nice. I think Albert Einstein immigrated there as well, apparently at one time.
So where, Albania? I didn't know.
Yeah, he was a refugee there for a short period during the
interesting.
war, apparently.
By the way, this pizza guy, who now is my best friend, of course, he told me about his dad, who tried, when they were trying to plunge Albania into communism, which they did, which was a big disaster, I think, for the Albanian people. His dad a bunch of Albanians tried to go back and get rid of the communists, but it didn't work out. The coup failed.
Yeah, my granddad was one of them. He died in prison because of it.
Oh my God.
I mean, I didn't know him, so it's not like I'm fucking in despair. He died before I was born, but that's just a story I heard about him.
Yeah, but still a great story, though. People trying to resist totalitarianism and authoritarianism.
I'll tell you a story, actually, how fucked up it was. It was basically worse than North Korea. My dad's friend, he was a fisherman, right? And then an old Coca-Cola bottle must have washed up from it. The glass Coca-Cola bottles. And then he picked it up and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" First time he's ever seen a Coca-Cola bottle. And he walked around the town centre with it, and then the communist police saw it, and then he was arrested and done jail for 12 years for harbouring Western propaganda material.
Insane, man. Those stories need to come out, I mean, when people lived under the cloud of darkness for decades, right?
El Normo, I got a trivia question for you. How many years after World War II ended did Israel get created, and how many Jews died in the creation of Israel?
Okay, so I'll start with 3 years, right? Maybe just under, right? 1945, end of the war. Victory in Japan Day, VJ Day, and how many died in the creation of Israel? A lot, thousands, too many. I don't know the exact number though.
Because it's amazing, 6 million died in World War II in the concentration camps and other ways of death, and then it only took 6,000 to create the state of Israel.
Wow. Now this is a joke, but I'm not going to make it. Okay. I mean, it's too close to Yom HaShoah.
You know, I have a poster of Dune in front of me, and it says, "It is the deadly battleground where a young leader will emerge to command an army of 6 million warriors against the tyrannical forces that threaten to enslave the universe. It is the clash for the greatest prize of all, the planet called Dune."
I like that poster.
You know, I was reading Tanya today, El Normo, and it was talking about the Zohar and how special it is. But because it's so special, guess what the product of the Zohar is that gives the reader or the people of Israel a special power? Do you know what that special power is?
What is it?
Compassion. It's kind of it's an interesting way to frame it, meaning that because it's such an incredible treatise of psychology and it's such a gem, it should give you like a state of almost kingliness. So if you're a good king, I mean, you have to have compassion because you've got such great treasure. So it's an interesting way to get to compassion, which is through wisdom.
You know what's weird? For about 2.5 to 3 years, I couldn't deal with you, and now I just enjoy your company and what you share so much. It's just did something change or something? You change your diet or something? What? Or is it me? Maybe I changed.
Yeah, I mean, I can project against your projection, but it's like basically now the mirror maybe is facing the mirror, and so it's just there's no reflection. I would say like that's kind of what happens. It's like in group dynamics, it's storming, forming, norming. So we've probably reached the norming stage of the group cycle or the group formation.
I didn't understand a word you said, but let's go back to wait. So what in Tanya they said that the most important attribute of the Jews you were saying is or of kingliness.
No, it says that the Zohar in the Tanya. It says the Zohar is such a priceless gem that basically it gives you compassion because you're so rich. You have so much bounty and incredible joy that the natural result is compassion. Because if you look upon the suffering of other people who aren't liberated, and you have the treasure or you have the secret answer to the very difficult riddle, it gives you a state of natural compassion.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. There's so much in the Zohar. There's so much in Tanya, I should say. You're good with the Tanya, man. My rabbi's son got married about a year ago, and in honor of his wedding, he wrote a treatise on Tanya, and it was really brilliant and really accessible. Just a pamphlet, we published it. It was really good. If you do daily study, Chabad has a free app, and there's daily Chumash Roshi, which is a section from Torah and Rashi, not Rashi, commentary and daily Tanya reading. Can have it to Tehillim.
Rabbi down in the audience, our Jordanian Greek Orthodox Christian friend Randy, he thinks that Zohar is Gay and for beta cucks, and it's effeminate or stupid or it's this mysticism, this magic. But I declared to him that Jesus was nothing more than a Kabbalistic Jew or a mystic Jew who, just like that fish on that wall there, he opened his mouth, he trolled the government, he trolled his people, he trolled the religious authorities, and he got, martyred for it. But, to say that he is God, as he does, which all Christians do, to me, it's like, okay, well then heretical is essentially subjective or perspective. And I let it go. It doesn't really make a difference to me because I'm interested in the information. And there's so much information out there that if you're all or nothing on one position with regards to one man in history, 2025 years ago, apparently, you know, you have a very all or nothing position, which in cognitive behavioral psychology they call cognitive distortion. And thus, I was claiming that he's very rigid, and thus he's kind of neurotic, you know.
But don't harsh on somebody else's God. I mean, do you know what I mean? This is their business, you know. Let them worship as they wish.
It's debate, though. It's just debate. It's a roast. It's rhetoric. It's dialectic. I mean, you know, I'm not poo-pooing on his culture, his beliefs, his raising, everything, because he's gone through an interesting journey. And I've been to Jordan. I know many Jordanians who are Christians, and they're fabulous people. I'm not poo-pooing. I'm just actually trying to have a theological debate, I suppose.
Did you watch the movie Conclave, which came out this year, and in which the Pope dies? The Pope just died. It's an incredible film. It's real. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I saw it. It won awards. Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No.
Have debates because he ignores all incoming info. Like almost every claim that he made.
That's projection.
Yeah, but that's the truth.
That's projection. What you're saying is projection.
Oh no, I can have conversations.
Well, so can I.
Did you watch Conclave, Rabbi?
No, I don't.
Or Randy? It's good. And also, I'm watching the two Pope series. It's just fascinating.
You gotta watch Andor, man. You gotta watch Andor, bro. Season 2.
What is that? Oh, you mean Star Wars?